Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. And
Hi, everybody.
welcome to Mystical Awakenings Radio with Deb and RJ DeRusse. We're very happy, as always, to be here in KGRA, the best place on the web. We have some sad news tonight, and then we have some good news. We are truly, truly, truly heartbroken and sorry to announce
About a half hour ago, yeah.
a little while ago, Ronny LeBlanc contacted us and has a family crisis that he had to tend to immediately. So he will not be with us tonight. We will make it up. We're at this point thinking 2 weeks from now, but we will keep you all informed.
But that being said,
so then he stops.
well, that being said, we have some special guests tonight, and we're going to be talking Bigfoot stuff with our team, Michigan Area Paranormal Investigator Team. So all is not lost. As a matter of fact, it's going to be gained.
Right. But I do want to announce tonight is going to be the big night to announce that, and we have sort of announced it. Ronny will be, he is our first announced guest speaker at the Michigan area or Michigan UFO Contact in September 20th and 21st. So he will be there. We'll share the banner with everybody. And without further ado, let's bring in.
Yes, our team based out of Traverse City. It was founded by Daniel Mackin. This team consists of three couples. Lady Beth and Barry White Crow, Stephanie Mackin, and myself and Deb. And we're a paranormal group that we do everything. We do the UFOs, we do the elementals, we do the Bigfoots, we do what am I leaving out? Ghost.
We do missing persons.
Missing persons, yes. So it's our pleasure to bring forth on our show tonight the Michigan Area Paranormal Investigative Team. Hi, gang.
Hey. Thank you. Thank you. You're a wonderful team for stepping up last minute like this. You know, we got a hold of you guys and said Ronny can't make it. He had this crisis come up, and you guys were all right on it. Last minute, we knew it was, you had to scramble to get everything ready. So thank you. And, we can't ever pass up an opportunity to spend time with you guys.
Great to be here.
Yay.
Sometimes things are meant to be, right?
Yeah.
So Daniel is, like I said, Daniel is the founder of Map-It. He's been doing this for many years. He has his own YouTube channel called My Haunted Diary Communion, and it comes out on Mondays. And it just happens to be this week we had a Bigfoot expedition that we did. And I think we did like 3 or 4 last year.
Yeah. 3, I think. Yeah, 3, I think.
Yeah. So there's going to be more to that. And the second part will be on next Monday. But if you get a chance, check those out. And I think it's episode 72, 73. You've done over, 100 and some shows.
Yeah.
And this is season what?
So
season
4. We're on
4. So
season. Yep.
But anyway, those ones on 72, 73, we were doing it, and Daniel gave out a call, and Beth was there, and we were all there, and we got this call back, and we all looked at each other. Wow, what it was! I mean, definitely it was. And we actually played it for Ronny and LeBlanc, and we played it for
Russell Acorn.
And they said, "Yeah, you got something here." So it was exciting. When I looked at Barry, I looked at everybody. I said, "Wow, that had to be," because we've been out in the woods a lot, and I've never heard anything like that myself. So check it out if you get a chance.
I think all of us said possibly a naughty word or so when we heard the comeback. It was a little freaky, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, we actually said that night, what would you actually do if you turned around and Bigfoot was looking at you? I said I would fall down and probably pass out and miss my pants. So
I liked at the beginning of the episode this week, actually, my favorite line on there is RJ, when I asked him, like, what would we do if we actually meet Bigfoot? And RJ's like, hope that he's our friend.
That's right.
That was legit. That was a great comment. So I love
Yeah.
that. So
So, because you hear stories, they're very friendly and then they're not so friendly. So it depends, I guess, where you're at and what you're doing.
And I've heard, I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard that in different locations, sometimes the personality of Bigfoot is a little different. So I don't know.
Probably how he's been treated.
Yeah.
in
That's
those areas.
very possible.
Did you see the shows where they're hunting? They're just wanting to know, and then you see shows with people with guns
Right.
hunting
that's not
Bigfoot.
cool.
So
Yeah.
Well,
That's not good.
Barry is part native, and the stories go way back that at one time, the Native Americans existed with them, but they had a fallout, and I think that's how it went, right? And with some of the tribes, they had a fallout, and things went bad. But I don't know what's going on now. But
they still refer to him as the brother. The brother.
Yeah. So I'm talking about way in the past.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So interesting, but what
what's-
is it? What is Bigfoot? That's why I want to know. I
You
want
want
to
to
know.
hear something interesting? A few weeks ago, Dan, we had Brian Sawyer on. I don't know if you saw that episode or not.
I don't think I did. No, I
Mystical
don't believe so.
Awakenings, and he actually has the Bigfoots of Michigan group, and he does a YouTube. He's a producer and all of that. And you and Brian could be twins,
Yeah,
couldn't they?
that's kind of weird.
Yeah. You look an awful
Oh
lot
my
alike.
God, two of Dan.
Kind of scary if you ask me.
A little bit, for
Right.
sure. So,
So,
but,
do you guys want to talk about a little bit of the stuff that we do as a team?
just to touch on that topic, I think one interesting thing is like I think we're still really new at this. I mean, we've done this a few times and stuff now, but one thing I think that really helped out in talking about the disposition of these creatures or cryptids in the woods is, one of the first videos we did, I think it was maybe our second or third time out Bigfooting. It was when we were up in the UP last year. I took a lot of critiques on that video just because of camera angles, the way I was shooting it. But some, there was a lot of very constructive stuff there. And some of it talked about, you're entering their house. So this is where, you need to approach it from that aspect. You need to announce yourself. You need to let them know why you're there. You let them know what your presence is for. And, and try to generate that back and forth between. And I think that touches on, I think we're learning that. So, because on these last set of videos I did announce our presence several times, told them our intentions, and it was really interesting to approach it from that different aspect like that. So.
Yeah, because we do it when we're ghost hunting. You want to call it ghost hunting? I don't know if they call it that anymore, but anyway, you definitely want to announce your presence, and we mean no harm. And even in CE5 work, you want to do the same thing.
Yeah,
you want to announce that we're here in peace, and we want to be contacted, and we're here to listen and to hear. So
exactly.
Right. And spiritual people, and we're all pretty spiritual. We have that belief that we are all connected with everything. So, to not come in peace would be not a cool thing.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah. And so yeah, speaking of that, we've all been doing this for quite a while now. You guys were actually on the team before Deb and I, and you've had some interesting, definitely some interesting journeys, and you like the one in the hotel south of here in Clare that Beth, you had a rock thrown towards you.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And, of course, we did those things up in Toski, and it's interesting things. But I love our group because our group, we're not, we like to do all kinds of different things.
Yeah.
And use all kinds of equipment, and we actually meditate, and We do all kinds of stuff. So it's been fun to watch everybody grow and do their thing. So, and I got to add that Beth and Deb are mediums. Daniel has insight. So does Barry and myself, and so does Stephanie. We're very empathic, and that's what I like about our group. That we do pick up a lot of things that we seem to pick up the same things and we collaborate on it. So best way I can put it, I think someone said that it's what do you call that? Evidence, circumstantial evidence, but it still can be used,
Right.
So
I think it's really cool that we're all really close friends too. So I think that energy matters too when we go in and do an investigation.
Yeah, for sure. There's a strong bond between this team. None of us are getting any younger, and I expect that eventually we'll be investigating each other. But at that point, we're still probably all going to be hanging out. If I go, I'm still coming with you guys on adventures, so you might as well expect me to be.
I'm haunting your ass. I'll tell you.
Well, we know that. Right.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened in Time Stream. Remember that? Supposedly that one lady's dad came back and talked to her. And, and that was the goal.
We've heard our future selves talk to us.
Selves,
yeah. So
that'd be
pretty interesting.
Right.
Yeah, if I get a chance, I'm definitely coming. If I go first, I'm coming back and talking to you guys.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool too, Beth, because when you say our future selves as a team, we also do, like RJ said, we meditate together, we do CE5 work, we do fairy work, we do, Bigfooting. The softer side of the team, the females also do some true crime stuff and missing person stuff. The guys aren't quite as into that as we are. But
I think we're drawing them in though.
Yeah.
I just want to film it all and make videos of it. That's all.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. And again, Dan's videos, and Bill, the producer, was kind enough to post a link to Dan's YouTube with the newest video of the Bigfoot fun up in the UP.
Yeah.
Well, so, a lot of times Beth and Barry and Stephanie, Daniel will go out of state. We don't get to go out of state a lot. So, but there's some cool shows when they go out of state. They've been to Kentucky, they've been Indiana, they've been to everywhere. So Dan's been out to the Alcatraz and California, some cool places. And you guys, Beth and Barry, have been down to Roswell.
Talked aliens.
Did some amazing work down there and recordings.
I just got to learn how to send videos back better.
Yeah.
But your recordings are pretty spectacular. There are some.
What we get is amazing. I wish I was a better videographer or whatever you call it. Yeah.
Marley, miss you too. And I'm trying to read some of the comments, and it's. I'm a little older. I need new glasses, so it's hard for me to see them.
They're coming. They're on the way.
I'm ready to do that.
Just got mine.
Did you?
Yeah.
So we did some Bigfoot expeditions, 2 around this area, the Houghton Lake area. One just the one that we got the call back was about 25 minutes southwest of here.
Yep.
We've been in the UP. We've been over here on National Forest, and we've been over to the Manistee Forest, which we definitely have to go back there.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
And those episodes will be upcoming. I'm trying to space it out a little bit. I'm trying to do a little ghost, a little Bigfoot, a little alien, just try to keep mixing it up. But we've got probably, I don't know, at least probably another 2-part Bigfoot episode for us to go out and explore. And on that one, when we went to the Manistee Forest, was kind of neat because we didn't get to do much, but we did use the Echo Box that we use for spirit talking out there a little bit, just out of curiosity to see what we would get in a more of a a squatch kind of an environment.
Yeah.
Because not only
I think we need to do that more, Daniel.
yeah, not only do the topics all cross over, but I feel like the techniques really are interchangeable when it comes to it. I mean, there's no reason that we can't make contact with other beings besides the spirit world using a spirit box and such. So.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we have in a couple weekends, we'll have the team together.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we are going to be in an area that we can do a little bit of UFO, a little bit of Bigfoot, a little bit of spirit graveyard. So we got a lot of things we can choose from.
Yeah.
And a missing person as well.
Right.
Or not missing person.
Well,
unsolved murder.
So,
Yes.
Now, I have to mention this
I'm
again,
looking
and I know I
forward to
talked
that.
about this, but one of my favorite sightings that I've been a part of. We were with the team. We had 10 members at the time. We were in your hometown, Bethenberry, Everett, Michigan. And we were doing an investigation at night down by the river, and the sky was perfect. Just the stars were out. And I, of course, I'm always looking up, you guys. I actually said this. I said, I know you're there. Just show us a sign. I know. Please show me a sign. And what happened? We all got lit up with a star that just opened up. And Daniel, you and Paul were over.
We were chasing a cat.
Chasing a cat. Did you see the light? Did you see
missed
the
out
light?
as usual.
But did you see the ground light up? Maybe get a little brighter.
I did, yeah, the ground.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't see the direct object.
So as we were walking single file down towards the river, I know you guys saw it, Beth, and you saw it, and it was amazing. It just went up and then lit us up and right back down to nothing. And I just said thank you so much.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite sightings.
I remember too, a couple times at we were at Beth and Barry's house on the river, and I remember you, RJ, and I were sitting out. I don't remember who else might have been there at the time, but we were watching the sky, and we saw a couple of those. It would just be that it would look like a star, but then it would just like a big light and then gone. Yeah. And we saw a couple of those from there also. So Everett, kind of an interesting area there for UFO and stuff like that. So,
well, we'll be back there in a couple of weeks. So
yeah, I can't wait.
It's very exciting.
Yeah. Well, we're so blessed to have the team that we do. I mean, we spent New Year's weekend together this year. That was phenomenal.
It was a wild time. So
it was. Other teams.
The game was absolutely fun. We had fun with the game.
I thought so.
Yeah. There was a time when ghost hunters, UFO researchers, Bigfoot people didn't get along and didn't talk and didn't agree with one another. But it's definitely changed, and it's all a part of the paranormal. Yeah. And that's what I like about that. What you do, we just do it all. It's nice.
Well, I love that we're so open-minded. Like RJ will do the didgeridoo, or we'll have lit up balloons out in the field to see if they get moved around, or just different things.
One time, I remember the bubbles Beth was blowing one time.
Oh yeah,
intrigued the Sasquatch a little bit with the bubbles. It's like,
because we don't know what's going to bring them in, so we try a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Singing bowls, meditation.
Singing bowls, yes.
Yeah. So I'll bring
Barry loves doing the experiments, so he's going to have to put some more up for us.
Yeah, Barry is kind of the king of experiments. Daniel's the super brave one that will do anything, even when we tell him. Reel him back in.
I call him our fearless leader. He is fearless, but sometimes I love it when he gets lost in the woods and he's all by himself.
On Monday's episode, when I tasted the berry because Stephanie wasn't there to keep
that's right,
and so my mouth is all dried out. We're out in the middle of the woods, and I'm like, am I gonna die? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, why did I taste that berry? I don't know. I have to try it.
You were okay eating one, I think, but maybe a handful. We would have had to take you out.
Yeah.
But I do want to mention, since I know that some of the people came on tonight to hear about Ronny or see Ronny. One of the reasons that we brought him into the UFO Contact to begin with as a speaker a few years back was to kind of bridge that gap.
Mhm.
You know, in the paranormal field, you have, like RJ said, you know, the ghost hunters, the Bigfoot people, the ufologists, and they're all separate. But he really is into finding the links between,
Mhm.
especially Bigfoot, UFO,
Yeah.
or ETs, and there is a link. So he, you know, he brought so much to the event.
Yeah, for those that don't know, there's been a lot of evidence and sightings that when people that were around Bigfoot, they see UFOs really close by.
Or
Checking
they
it out.
have contact
Yeah.
being made, or it's,
Well, when we were in Arkansas, again, I always tell this that
Yeah.
we love to dig for crystals, and the crystal mines have many stories about UFOs and Bigfoot together. They always seem to be together. And if there's UFO, believing that the UFOs come and take energy from the crystals or give energy to the crystals, then there's all kinds of Bigfoot sightings and things happening as soon as they're not there anymore. So definitely a connection there.
I know I talk about the Anunnaki a lot. You guys, you know that, and the genetics that I believe they created Homo sapiens too. But if you link them back 450,000 years, it links with Giganticus, Piccathicus. I don't know how to say it, the giant ape. But I think they might have mixed human with that.
Yeah.
It's been coming to me. I don't know where it won't leave my mind that it might have happened because they were great with genetics, and that perhaps it was one of their experiments, and you know, the government knows about it. They're here, and they are half human and half ape, and but they're very intelligent. But I think there's a connection with the UFOs through that. You know, they're protected. Right. I think they may have some abilities that we don't know about. So
that's one thing I liked with Ronny, and I think it was on season 3, I think, of Expedition Bigfoot, where he decided he was going to do some meditation and stuff in the woods and try and open up to the environment and stuff. And everybody else is looking at him like, well, this guy's crazy, you know? And it's like, then the next thing you know, he's getting stones thrown at him and stuff because he's using what we would basically use for a paranormal investigation. Right. And, you know, and here he is like looking for Sasquatch with that. And I'm like, whoa, that's really cool. So, you know, to do stuff like that. So,
that's why he was connecting and getting evidence, you know, having rocks thrown and things. And Maria was with him, but, you know, in a little separate area. She started seeing lights in the sky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or in the forest.
Well, in the forest. So there you go.
And I love go ahead.
I love that when like the science people are like, oh, I can't really explain what I'm seeing right now. That's always the best is when the science fails them, you know. I mean, we know there's still probably a science behind it, but it's not something we understand at this point. So, you know.
Well, I think it was the first season of Expedition Bigfoot where they found this cemetery where these little kids were buried.
Oh yeah.
And Maria. I've said Maria. Anyway, you know, she was in her tent and heard little kids crying.
Yeah.
And she goes, "I'm a scientist. I don't." And she was in tears almost. She's, "I can't explain this. What's going on?" So, it's fun to see the science and the paranormal come together. Yeah, and it's cool. Now, Barry, I like when we were out doing some Bigfoot stuff, he's always finding the tracks. And for us. And,
he's got a real good eye for that. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had never made a print, and I had some plaster and all that, and I made it too thin, it broke. But I learned when it's funny because right after that, I watched the episode where Russ was doing and he had that thick, and mine was like, like a wafer,
snapped into. Yeah.
It was wet out too, if I remember.
Yeah, that's true.
It was damp out. Yes.
Yeah.
But that
it's a learning thing. I mean, we'll figure it out. So, you know, but
And I think you got that on film too. The track. It's
that track is on one of our videos from last
Yeah.
season. Yes.
pretty amazing.
Yeah, we just started doing the Bigfoot stuff really about 3.5 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. Yeah, we've done quite a bit. So
But we're still fairly new, so
yeah,
we're getting there.
keeps us young.
Yeah. So when did Map It start, Daniel? I know, but all of a sudden
2006. We list our official start date as October 2006. So that's like 17. I'm looking at Stephanie. I'm like, Steph, do the math. 17 to 18 years. We're in that ballpark.
yeah.
And so we've been doing it for a long time, or long enough that I feel like we're like the old people of the paranormal, which we are. I mean,
We
look
are.
at us, for God's sakes, I mean, we're ancient. But at the same time, it's like, we're out there, we're doing stuff, we're getting.
Yeah, we're not involved in all the drama and all that.
Yeah, we stay out of the
we're just
drama.
doing
Out of
it.
that.
Pretty much we do our own thing, and I think that's
Mhm.
kind of classic us, and it's like, and I don't mind going and investigating with other people and stuff, but I'm also not going to change that. When we go out, it's one thing I want, like with the channel, I want it to reflect what we're really doing when we're out there.
Mhm.
And it isn't always just, I have a device, it's going to activate, it's sometimes we get goofy, we get silly. Sometimes we
Sometimes.
I get scared.
Sometimes we line
in the
dance.
woods this week. I'm like, just getting out in the woods by yourself, and it can be scary. I try to reflect that with the videos. I want people to see the reality of it, and it's not all just sitting in a dark room. And it's like, we do have fun doing it, and I don't know.
But I have come up with a squatch dance, and we're going to do that.
You gotta get the squatch
Yeah,
dance.
it is on film, isn't it?
We have some
Oh my
video
gosh.
of that has
Really?
not been released to the
Yes.
public yet.
Well,
That
we got
was
to practice.
drunk
As long as
squatch
you guys-
dancing.
Give me $10 a month, each one of you. We'll out of the
Yeah.
public circulation.
I was going
I
to
don't
say, I'm
care,
not so
so.
sure we should release that.
Well, it won't leave my mind. I've got some new ideas about it. So,
Oh, we got new stuff.
God help us.
Yeah.
I bet.
but
Yeah.
yes.
I want to know how many teams. I'm taking a poll. How many teams out there do Sasquatch
Boogie.
boogie?
Sasquatch boogie.
Together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trademark. Well, I've come up with a little bit of a spin-off as I've edited these two-part episode with Bigfoot. I've come up with a little bit of a spin-off episode. I'm going to put together a couple reels, and we're going to call it, Is It Sasquatch or Is It RJ? I've got some really cool videos that I selected out of the video, and I'm like, so we're going to do a little mashup, and we're going to see.
He
see
does
how
have that.
I told you I might be possessed, and I skinwalk and don't even know it. So
As I was editing these videos, there were 2 times where I literally almost came out of my seat because I was sure that I had caught Sasquatch on video, only to see someone stand up or walk from behind a tree, and it was RJ. I was like, damn it, RJ. You got me all
I
worked
think he's shape shifting.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think he knows more than he's telling.
Well, as a kid, this is weird. I really did want to be a werewolf, but
Yeah.
so I liked werewolf, but
I like that.
I think so
I
too, Melissa.
think the spirits appreciate a sense of humor. They like fun, absolutely.
And I think that's why, Melissa and everybody, one of the reasons that our team, we always get evidence. We always have
Very seldom do we get
experiences, a lot of experiences.
Yeah.
And I think it's because we are so open. We're all lighthearted. We invite, we have fun together.
We can laugh at ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah. And we do.
Yeah.
I think they're drawn to that.
And yeah, I don't think we don't portray a threat to anything.
Right.
that's there.
Right.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
It goes
And I think they like it. We're not going to, we're not don't mean any harm. We're here to have fun and whatever.
We're not setting traps. We're not.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah, we don't have Ghostbuster equipment to suck you on. And,
Yeah.
So
Well, I meant
you
for the
know.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, Bigfoot, yeah,
Okay,
that's true.
yeah.
that's true.
And when we say we're Bigfoot hunting, none of us are Bigfoot
We're not hunting. Yeah.
No, we're looking to communicate.
Searching.
There
Same
you go,
with the
search.
ghosts. We're not really ghost hunting.
Yeah.
They're everywhere anyway.
Yeah,
But,
we're letting them hunt us actually.
That's right.
but I think it's really important to be as fun and lighthearted as you are serious. And when we're serious, I mean, we take our work very seriously.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
But if you don't have fun with it,
Right.
yeah, just,
And it can go from fun to scary very, very quickly. It's like we're still, the UP, when we were on the Bigfoot thing, I was pretty sure I was going to be eaten by a bear. I
thought we might be.
Yeah, I
Then-
really thought at one point that I was actually in danger because I really felt I was real close to the presence of a bear.
right.
Or a squatch, but I could smell it. I could,
Yeah.
Right.
Because we don't know if squatch poop looks like bear poop. It could be squatch
Right.
poop.
We
really
don't know that.
I don't know.
And I mean, I'm sure they eat the same things.
Right.
Yeah, probably.
And paranormal teams.
So, but you know what was weird about that thing we did up in the UP, that we found that pine tree, or you guys found that pine tree was about 8 feet tall, and it was snapped right in half fresh.
Right in half, yeah. That was a weird one for sure. Yes.
Yeah, and
I gotta put that up.
we had a smell
Love it,
that
love it.
we've seen a lot of shows. That's what they say it smells like. It smells like a dog. I don't know how, but at the same time, we saw you guys saw in the distance these 3 black figures moving
Mhm.
way away, and so we don't know if those are bear or what, but
Right.
of course in that area there's a lot of wildlife.
Well, we did have I think a pretty definite sighting in Ohio, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That was pretty incredible.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah. So if you guys want to talk about that.
Yeah, well, and I think they're having another solar eclipse right this year in April.
April, yes.
Well, Daniel, you didn't go to this one, but the one we had in 2017 August, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
We went down and rented a house out in the woods in the middle of nowhere, but
We heard banjos playing trying to get to it.
Yeah, practically.
But we were
Beautiful place, but yeah.
it was getting towards the evening, and we were looking probably 150 yards away or something like that. There was a fence there, but something came out, and the fence post was up to its waist. And we actually walked over there. That fence post was about 4 foot tall, wasn't it?
Yeah.
4 or 5
Mhm.
foot tall. And
Yes.
we swore, but I mean, I could have swore it wasn't there long, but man, it was big, whatever it was.
Right.
And,
Well, Doug, I don't know where else they would poop.
now there's a lot of sightings. Well, there's a lot of sightings down in that area too. Southern Ohio, Eastern Ohio.
Anywhere they want to.
Anywhere they want to.
Yeah, I'm not going to stop them. I'm not going to stop them. And
Does a paranormal team poop in the woods is the question.
well,
When they need
If
to.
necessary.
When nobody's around.
yes, we do. You do what
So
you have
I'm
to
curious
do.
about our people listening tonight, and if you do any squatch hunting, do you see a connection with ravens? Because we have been seeing a connection to ravens in the area.
Yeah.
So
Big time.
curious to see if other people have made that connection.
Yeah.
The reason we say that is when we got that call south of here, it was amazing. There were, in my estimation, at least 25 ravens
Mhm.
that were all around us. They were cawing and making noises, and they were following us. They were flying over our heads. We could hear the wings beat over our heads, and they just kept following us. So I think it was Petoskey. They had the event there. I was talking to this guy. He was a Bigfoot author. He doesn't live too far from here. And I started telling him about the ravens. He got a big smile on his face. I said, what do you know that I don't know? He says, oh yeah. He said, rumor has it that they can shapeshift and back and forth and from ravens to Bigfoot, or the ravens are there to warn them
Yeah.
that humans are some people, there's danger around.
Mhm.
And and ravens will do that because ravens depend on bigger creatures to kill things so they can come in and eat,
Right.
and they get the leftovers. So
Yeah, it was really strange because, RJ and I had wandered off from the camp at that time, and those ravens literally followed us, like where are you two going? Keep an eye on these two. They're going somewhere.
Yeah.
And it was just so weird. The first times you wouldn't see them. You would just hear the sound of their wings. It just sounded like they'd go over right past your head. We never saw them. It's like, once in a while we would see them fly over, but we very seldom saw them. They were just all in the woods around us.
right.
It was really weird and eerie. But very
And unlike crows, ravens normally, if I'm wrong, they're pretty independent.
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm curious to see when we do get together in a couple weeks, because we really haven't done as much with the winter months, and we will be out on 5 acres.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping we have had reports of this area having Bigfoot. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we've had stuff in our yard. Matter of fact, when we first started the show tonight, there was some really weird, I don't know if you saw our reaction. I turned on the outside light because I want to see what's coming up to the French doors. But there was some weird noise out there. And
On the riverside.
yeah, on the riverside.
Okay. No, it reminds me, Barry, you had a sighting in your house at your
Yeah.
home.
And my
Yeah.
son too, who
Yeah.
is a non-believer, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't believe that was in August. I've got it written down. I don't remember the exact date, but yeah, I was sitting in here, and out of the corner of my eye, out the French doors, I seen something across the river there, and I, seen the silhouette plain as day, and went over there the next day, I believe it was, or a couple days later, and measured. Beth and I walked down there and measured the trees, and they were like 7 feet tall, and this was head and shoulders above these trees. So,
Wow. Wow.
So it was, and you could see a path wore down through there. Right? It was a game trail. We didn't find any tracks over there or anything, but I mean, I definitely seen it. It's just plain as day. So I yelled for Beth, come here, and then it was gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I remember that day.
even a black bear, if it stands up on its hind legs, is
Yeah,
not going to be that tall.
No.
Mhm.
Not a
No.
Michigan black bear. So, wow, that's pretty cool.
And then where my son was right by our campfire. I didn't see it. And he was explaining what he saw, and he said it would be, and I thought, well, that's just too small for a Bigfoot but he was down like you often see them, as people explain how they are sometimes,
Right.
squatting. But then I realized, wait a minute, the tree he's saying he saw him behind, the bank drops off. So when I went over there and put myself in where because I was trying to reenact it for him, the thing had to be 8 foot tall for him to have seen it, because the bank drops off and you'd be standing on the bottom of the bank there.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Now, before I forget,
he was God. He's not a believer necessarily.
he's a believer now, right?
Yeah. But there was no sound. There wasn't like animal sounds of walking. He was just there and was there for a good couple minutes and then gone.
Wow.
Well, if they are interdimensional, you're not always going to hear them walking
Right.
or find foot tracks.
Right.
Yeah.
And where he was, he would have had to go in the water, and that would have made noise. So.
Or you hear the walking, but you don't see anything. We had that happen.
Yeah.
I had that happen in the Upper Peninsula.
Right.
Right.
And on that episode this week, I heard a footstep behind me, and there was nothing there. So there's
Yeah, and I'm so intrigued with the cloaking abilities. And that's been basically proven over and over.
Well, Expedition Bigfoot's got a couple nice episodes where they prove
And what
that.
you don't. How many people have seen a dead bear in the woods?
Right.
Nobody I know.
Right.
But also, a lot of these shows we've been watching talk about the lava tunnels
Yeah.
and all the caves and all the underground.
Yeah.
You know, there's stuff we don't know they can disappear into pretty
There's
quickly.
a whole world down there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And, you know, as far as finding the bones and the bodies, like you said, you never find bear bones either. Or if you think about it, even the raccoon bones or,
Yeah.
you know, what you find mostly in the woods for some reason is deer carcass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But many animals bury either their dead or
Mhm.
what they kill to eat. They'll bury it
Right.
and dig it up.
Well, it's crazy to think how many animals there are in the woods at any given time, and you'd think you'd just be tripping over
Yeah.
little skeletons all the time, you know.
Yeah,
But you know how once in a while you might find a bird skeleton, once in a while. But yeah,
Once in a while.
right.
How many times you find a bobcat or a lynx?
yeah,
And they're there.
yeah,
Yeah.
Now we've got cougars. So
yeah.
anyway,
I've actually seen cougar.
A dead one?
Barry,
No,
you got
no,
something to say?
No,
Come on.
crossing the road, and it was years ago.
I seen him at the bar the other night.
what?
I said I seen him at the bar the other night.
I should have known. You get these guys together.
I know.
So we were
Who else was
discussing,
a cougar?
we were discussing some of the things we wanted to do this year, and I don't know when we're going to do them, but we want to check out the Michigan Triangle.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Of course, we're going to probably do some more Bigfoot stuff.
I think spring will be pretty busy.
Yeah, and of course, I know, Daniel, you're going to always have something lined up. So
Yeah, there's a lot coming up already, so
Yeah.
it's a few months
planning
off.
going
but I
back down
still
to Indiana.
prepare. So yeah, we're going back to Indiana in same time as last year, so Memorial Weekend, and we're also going down for the eclipse, which is going to be in April. April 8th, I think, is the eclipse. So we're going to be down in Ohio.
Yeah. Did you guys decide if you're coming?
Yeah, we're going to try to make it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So
I got it all cleared that we can bring our RV in and
Okay.
park it
Yeah, we're
there.
going to definitely
so.
try to make it because that was
yeah.
we went down to the Serpent Mound for the eclipse. It was so cool. I remember I had a toothache, but during the eclipse I didn't. That's weird.
Right.
Everything just went quiet.
Yeah.
The birds, the insects. When it got dark, it was like it was nighttime.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, when the sun started coming back, you could hear them slowly chirping, and the big bugs. It was really magical. And there was a lot of people there, and they were
Drum.
walking around and doing a drum circle and doing drums, and it was
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's
Yeah,
a secret.
I'd like to do some drumming on one of our.
Speaking of Brian Sawyer,
Hey, there's Brian Sawyer
we
right
were
there.
talking about you a little while ago. This is your twin brother, Daniel. So I'll have to connect you two on Facebook.
This is
It's
doppelganger.
uncanny.
Is that what they
It
say?
really is.
So yeah, Brian is quite the cool guy. He's definitely very knowledgeable, and especially in the film, the way he films and does things is pretty cool.
He'll be up here soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you must meet him. Definitely. So he lives down, I think, by Lansing. I'm not sure,
Mhm.
but he will be coming up to this area, and he's really, really talking about doing a town hall meeting
Yeah. Oh, that would be neat.
in the area.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Thumb. He's in the thumb.
Yeah, he's in the thumb. Oh, that's right. He's over by
Yeah.
Caseville and all those areas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So I think there's going to be a lot of Bigfoot stuff with our team this year. I really
Yeah.
do.
yeah, but so what? I just want to do it all, and we have so much fun. I mean, and plus, like you said, we find stuff, which is cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Our
Right.
team always finds stuff. We always have experiences.
It's
Even when
always
we don't.
interesting,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't think we've ever had a totally boring investigation anywhere.
Yeah. So a few crazy ones.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, like
Goats.
goats
Goats going on.
goats
Yeah,
in the
things
house
like
and ghost
that.
bats. And,
We've been kind of invited back there, but I kind of avoided the subject completely.
They
Right.
serve
It is a cool house. Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Same
think
people live there. So.
aren't we doing a cold case show pretty soon on
Yes,
Jeanette?
we're doing it on.
Robertson?
We just Barry and I
That's
just did
my
a
phone.
walk for Jeanette, a 41-year-old cold case in Reed City, and her sister Lana keeps the walk going every year, and the walk's on January 19th every year on the day that she was murdered.
Yeah.
And she was working downstairs in a pet store, but it was in a basement of a hardware store. And it wasn't far from where the rock was thrown at me. That same
Yeah, that's weird,
rock.
isn't it? Yeah.
And they've not yet solved it. And
Yeah, we're going to be working on that for sure.
I'm sorry, what?
We're going to be working on that for sure.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that's involved in that we can't really get into.
There's a lot of twists and turns to that.
Yeah, twists and turns, and even in my mind, paranormal stuff going on here. But
Yeah. And we'll do some shows on it. We'll have Lana on as well.
Yeah, we want to have. She doesn't want. She feels like people are starting to forget because it has been 41 years.
right.
But I thought we had a pretty good turnout at the walk. But she wished for more, of course. But it's all very interesting, and these things still need attention brought to them, no matter how old
Well, it
they
needs
are.
to be solved for
Yes.
sure.
Mhm.
There's
So she
tons
can
of that.
rest, so she can have justice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's also one of our passions.
So that's coming up too, and well, check this out, you guys.
Did you guys see what Brian
Yeah,
Snyder
I
said?
saw that. That's crazy.
So what?
He says, "Crazy. I have 4 reports of pterodactyl sightings."
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
No,
a
there's
thing.
That's almost like Mothman type stuff.
It's a
isn't it?
thing.
Yeah, there's some videos, interesting videos out. I don't know if they're real or not, but if they are, they're
Right.
pterodactyls for sure.
Yeah, we need to look into this, Brian.
Ghost
And I'm
pterodactyls.
wondering because my first thought too was
Like
Mothman.
those
But wasn't there a thing where Mothman would come back like every 7 years, or maybe that's Dogman?
No, you're thinking of
Okay,
the Creep Show.
but there's something.
What's that?
There's something.
You know that show that was on
Time to investigate pterodactyls.
every 21 years. That thing would come back and get people up.
Cicadas.
Huh?
Cicadas.
Jeepers Creepers.
They're coming back too.
Jeepers Creepers. Yeah. So, yeah. So anyway, yeah. And then what else are we going to do? We're going to. I don't want. I'm not trying to give out a whole lot of information, but we do have access to some fairy rings.
I was gonna say I want to do fairies this
We're
year.
going to do some of that, and I've already did some work in there, and it's just really weird. And so we'll do that. And
I think we should go to Ireland too to do that too.
I heard Iceland's get this where a lot of the fairies are at.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So is it near the Triangle, West Coast?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
interesting.
Brian.
Right?
We might have to do some team stuff with us. That's all there is to it.
I'm wondering if we are starting to see more because we're moving into higher frequencies. Yeah, of course.
Boom, exactly, Terry.
Yeah.
You're right on, my
Yeah.
friend. Right on.
Yeah.
Now, Nikki Ray, love her to pieces. She's in California, and she says she's been seeing them as well. So, are they flying? What is going
yeah,
on?
they're flying. Yeah. They're
Okay.
flying.
Always, if I'm outside, I get pooped on by a bird. So I don't want to be pooped on by that. Thank you.
No,
Yeah.
can you imagine? That would be
Of course, we have
huge.
Thunderbird and we have the Firebirds too, and they've been seen. So
Yeah, there's all kinds of cryptid sightings like that. Yeah.
Hey, if it's interdimensional, we got all kinds of things that can come through, right?
Right. Yeah, and like Terry said, it is, I think I've been, we've all been saying this for a while now, that we've been raising up to a higher frequency.
the whole Earth.
The whole planet is doing that. So what happens is you're able to see more. So that veil that's been between us and the other dimensions, realms, yeah, we're able to see through that more. And I think they are also able to see us more.
Mhm.
What do you think?
I think
Because
so.
if we're vibrating higher and the earth is vibrating higher, they're going to be more drawn to that because
Right,
they can see it as well too.
Mhm.
Yeah, interesting stuff. So yeah, we got a lot of new things planned this year. As a team, we're also going to probably be doing things individually or whatever. But you know, I can't wait till we get together and do some stuff. That's cool. And we're going
The
to
more
do
we get
something
together, the more fun it is. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And you also have a son who's going through a lot of UFO sightings.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah, he's
contact.
seen a lot. He's being really secretive about it. Not secretive, but I don't know how he thinks he'll be perceived. We gotta help him get over that.
Yeah. Well, he's my personal mission right now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
There's
they
a
had
lot
stuff when we
happening
lived
there.
in the farmhouse in East Jordan. All my kids had experiences, spiritual spirits, and a lot of UFO activity around that house, around that area, I should say, not just the house. But it hovered over our house, and I have no doubt that it happened because all the kids reported the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And we saw a lot of different lights. I guess some people shrug it off as what they call it, swamp gas. We'd see a lot of that kind of lights that would go and they go into the woods, and people would try to say, "Oh, that was swamp gas," and I'm like, "Okay, whatever."
Nicole, they've changed it to UAPs, and I'm old school. I'm going to still call it UFOs, but it's unidentified aerial phenomenon. But to me,
It's the same darn thing.
It's harder to say. I don't know where I want to go.
Right, and it's part of making it the government program if they have their own name for it. So that's all it is. It doesn't really mean anything.
So we have something to look forward to when we go on the west side over there in Lake Michigan. Is we're going to be looking for
pterodactyl hunting.
Yeah,
you never know.
And we should make it up to Pellston sometime, because I used to live in Pellston, and the sky was alive up there. Now I know there was an Air Force base not too far from there, but the things we saw up there in the sky was just amazing.
Wow.
I mean, things would come together and then they'd go apart real fast, and
whoops,
you could just watch for hours up there. So, and of course, the sky is more of a dark sky up there.
Yeah.
So you can see more.
Wrap up. Okay. Sorry, I missed the whole 5-minute, 2-minute warning. Thank you, Bill. I love you. Everybody, thank you for filling in tonight. You guys rock. I can't wait to see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks for having us.
Love you. Everybody have a fantastic week until we meet again.
Yeah, watch the YouTube channel.
May all of your awakenings be mystical. Good night.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye.